This is Katie.
And this is Patience.
And we're Gummy Buddies. Hiya! It's a long story. We're back.
A super long story that we don't have time to tell on this podcast episode.
Yes, it's not like we have unlimited time to speak with you. We're probably going to have some pecans moments tonight.
We've been doing it off before this, so
yeah,
it's weird.
So, Patience and I haven't actually done gummies together for almost a month now. She had reasons that she needed to cleanse her system. Is the cat trying to climb on the curtain again?
This one was
She was
Scout.
just attacked.
That one was Scout, and he was starting to, paw at this.
Scout death.
So, yes, had to not do a gummy for a little while because I had to do a drug test because my company's merging, so I obviously have to be clean for it. But I'm going to tell you a fun story about my drug test before we get started. I was totally preparing for another, urine test. Normally, how they do it, I got to do a swab test for the first time.
Sounds great.
And I get in there, and she's like, you pick your own thing. And I was like, okay, which one do I want? So I pick one. So that way they know that you know that it's not faulty. Or not faulty, but, it wasn't opened, it's a clean use one. Okay. So we get ready to do it. She goes, it takes 7 minutes. You have to get as much spit as you can. And she's like, some people hang their head low to let it, more spit come out. Because it's a sponge that you have to wipe the sides of your cheeks and then the front and the bottom. And then you put it under your tongue.
It's like a Q-tip.
No, it's a sponge. Okay. And she's like, so you have 7 minutes to do this. And I was like, 7 minutes to get spit? And then the stick that the sponge is attached to that collects it turns pink as it collects. And you can't really see it. And so she'll watch you. She's like, 7 minutes. And so I'm like, okay. I'm already paranoid. This is a test. It's literally a test.
Yeah. I didn't study.
And I was already hadn't drank water the whole day. I was like, okay. So she gave me a little water, get me prepared. And we start. And oh my gosh, no spit would come out of my mouth. And I was just and you can't talk because you have the little stick in your mouth. And she's like, go like this. It'll activate your salivary glands. So I'm sitting there rubbing my glands to get this spit out. Because I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm not going to be able to salivate.
Yeah.
And so the test ends. And they put it in this thing. And then they basically wring the sponge out that collects on the test strips.
Your venom.
There's 9 of them. And she's like, it'll absorb it, and you'll, just like how normal tests, the other tests are, it'll just absorb it, and you'll see the lines. Mm-hmm. 7 of them didn't light up, and I was like,
what does it mean? What does it mean?
And I'm, trying to find the THC one. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I couldn't see it. I was like, oh my God. The one that was, not working correctly was the THC one. And it was, showing that I was positive. And I was like, oh my God. I'm going to, test positive. And, and I'm sitting there, trying not to know, look like I'm nervous, even though I think she knew I was kind of nervous. And then she goes, she, starts taking it. She's, starts tapping it on the table. And I was like, no. Mm-hmm. And she goes, yeah, we've got a bunch of faulty ones for some reason.
What?
She's like, the company sent us a bunch of faulty ones, so you're gonna have to redo it. So I had to do it a second time. And this time, because I think of how much I was so nervous, I had so much spit ready to go. I was literally drooling out of my mouth.
I'm ready for you.
And as soon as she does it the second time, all negative. I was like, shoot me up now. I was like, give me the shot so I can get out of here. I was so done after that.
Explain to them why you needed to be shot up.
I had to get my tetanus shot.
Yeah. That was part of the job thing.
Yeah. And I was like, I have never been that. I would have been more happy to do the urine test. Because I had been holding my pee all day, just in case she needed it. So I basically, cleansed so long for nothing. Because the swab test is only a 24-hour after use. I have deprived myself for nothing.
For nothing.
So tonight should be a fun episode because it's completely out of my system. I have been testing myself and I have been negative for 3 weeks. So we're going to see if you like don't do it for a while, if even the 3 weeks, if I'm going to get like the first time we've ever done it again. I'm doing the peanut butter. I'm excited. So that's my story about my drug test.
Stop talking. You look so beautiful.
Thanks.
You really do. Like, she was so nervous because she keeps on, like, playing with her hair and trying to scrunch it because she just kind of wanted a more tousled look. And I was like, you look gorgeous. And she's like, I don't know that. I'm just, like, sitting here while she's talking. And I'm not even high yet. And I'm
really
sitting there,
hope
like...
you do the filter thing tonight.
Oh, I know I will because I'm already, like,
love it.
She's so pretty.
I love it.
I think it helps that the LEDs match, like, your hair in some spots. So, like, you just look very ethereal. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
No.
I'm so excited.
So before we clink, we are going to do our Code 12s of the week. For those that are new around here.
New around? You're doing great.
Words hard. For those of you that are new around here, Code 12 is something we just throw you away and lock away the... Oh my gosh. Maybe I shouldn't do a gummy.
I'm just having a stroke.
I'm supposed to do the topic tonight, people. This is a problem. Maybe you should explain what a Code 12 is.
It is back in the old day, they would call it it was old days, right? They would throw people in jail for, like, obscure things, like for just doing random stupid stuff.
And they do it under a Code 12.
Yep. And so we have our own.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your Code 12?
Okay, my Code 12 is when people... Okay, there's one checkout line at the store. And you have, like, 3 things. Mm-hmm. And then someone behind you has a cart full of stuff. Mm-hmm. And you're, like, waiting in line before that person. And then you open another register. And then
they go and don't let you go.
And I'm like, I have 3 things. So you're going to make me wait for these 4 people with my 3... I hate that.
Oh, I hate that too. They're like, oh, and they hurry over to the next one that's open. It's like, excuse me, I was next in line.
Total jerk move.
No, the only time I've ever done that and moved to a different register is if somebody already, like, was right next to the cashier and it was almost done. Or if, like, they had started to put their stuff on the belt.
Right.
It's like, well, obviously, if you start to put their stuff on the belt, you're committed at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck there forever. That's where you live now. But then if somebody else opens up the register, then it's like, that's free game. But then if I'm standing in line, someone behind me, even, I don't care if they have a cart full or not, even if they have a couple things, if I'm the next one in line and they open up another register to help out, it's like, it would be common courtesy for them to be like, hey, did you want to go? I just had that happen to me the other day, and I was that person in line where I was, like, holding a bunch of stuff, and I was like, do you want to go? And she goes, no, you go ahead. I was like, thanks. Boom. Common courtesy.
That's my Code 12. If you're one of those people,
good Code
I'm going to lock you up.
Freaking, it's not a race to the register. There's a protocol. First come, first serve.
Ticks me off.
Good one. Good one. I like it. Okay. My Code 12 is when somebody's telling you a story, but they forgot they already told you, and you're like, oh, yeah, you told me that. And then they insist on continuing the story, even though you just told them that you knew it and you had heard about it. They're like, oh, yeah, but so the guy, he had to call 911 and his sister came and I'll go, yeah, you told me that. And she's like, yeah, well, it was really bad. He ended up having to go to jail and they arrested him and they put him, and I'm like, yeah, you told me that. And then they keep talking and they keep talking and they keep on repeating it. And I'm like, okay, all right, that.
Good Code 12. I tend to not say anything when someone retells me a story because I don't know if they have, like, early set of, like, Alzheimer's or dementia, so I don't tend to say that they've told me. I have patients who repeat the same stories to me, like, almost every time I see them, and I just go, oh, wow, that's really neat.
I have somebody that's not, that is younger, that does not have dementia. That
Code
is
12.
My son definitely does that. Someone I work with does that. Bless him. And I'm just like, the crickets. I know you guys probably can't hear that, but it's funny. Yeah, drives me nuts. So, all right.
That would be a good... I'm with you on that. Like, the older people, I give, like, a little bit of a pass, because I
did that with Grams all the time, too. She would repeat stories a lot, and I almost never told her it was a repeat story. I was like, oh, cool. Now, there were times where I would turn around and I would, like, say the same thing she said at the same time. I'd be like, blah, 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 because I knew the whole script by then. But, yeah.
All right.
Pecans, murder, pecans. All right.
I don't remember what we said.
We just said all right.
I'm gonna remember.
Oh, rough start, guys. Clink.
I'm doing the peanut butter method again.
I'm doing your mom.
Oh my god, it tastes like grape, like horrible. I don't like grape flavoring as it is.
What did it do to you?
Exist.
Dang.
No. Oh my god. The flavor to me is just really bad of grape. You wanna know why? Because I'm gonna tell you a story.
Mm-hmm.
Get it down first before I vomit.
No, it's really strong grape. Like, I don't even taste the marijuana. Hell no.
So growing up...
It's my hair. It's connected to me still.
I wouldn't take medicine as a kid.
Okay.
And these, so my dad would, like, fake put medicine in, like, different ways. Never worked. Could pick him out. And this distinctly reminds me of the time that he gave me a Claritin grape chewable, and I chewed it. He's like, just get it over with. Just do it. Like, this is the one time I asked you to do it. And I did it, chewed it up, swallowed it, vomited, and it tastes just like that. I have, like, distinct memories.
So now it's, like, stuck in your brain of
vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had that issue with grape. Oh. It was never, like, my favorite, but I never
Artificial grape is not my thing.
You guys.
What?
We have a problem. Where's my phone?
You took it with you to the potty.
Did I leave my phone with that? I found my phone. It was not up my butt.
I wonder why can't they make artificial grape actually taste like grape?
It's true. I feel like when they make white grape flavored things, it tends to be a little bit more au naturel.
Because it's not grape at all. So how can you label it as grape?
It's not very grape.
I don't understand. I already had a mosquito in my cup.
Ew. Gross. Gross because mosquitoes are out already this time of year, and gross because bugs. Ugh. We're probably going to get some ghost orbs on the pod tonight. Stay tuned. For those of you that are new, ghost orbs are the
There was a giant ghost orb on top of our curtain earlier.
Oh yeah, there was.
She's going to turn into a ghost orb, I'll tell you that much.
All right. We don't have... Wait, you know what? You still got to say it. You still got to say it. She's going to say it.
Previously on Gummy Buddies.
You got nothing.
Not a single one. There's nothing.
It's kind of nice to not have one. Maybe there's one we missed, but I didn't catch any. So, yeah, last week we did do a Did You Know episode. Those are ones we kind of do out of order. Patience and I take turns doing our topics. However, this last time I was not prepared. Lots of things going on with our schedule. I was in a very bad mental state. So I was like, listen, this is a lot for me right now. Can we just do a Did You Know? Those are kind of our, like, let's split the workload. Let's make it a little easier. And so that's what we did. So it was a pretty good Did You Know, I think. I had a lot of fun. I remember playing games. I don't remember
anything.
Any of the games.
I remember nothing.
Yeah, I remember nothing.
That was 3 weeks ago, girl.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Okay. All right. So it's my turn to do the topic. We're going to resume our regular topic order. We may proceed with a little bit of give. Patience and I have talked about me having more true... You're like, what did we talk about? I don't even know.
I don't know what I agreed to.
She just looked at me so suspiciously with her mouth full of peanut butter she's scarfing down over there.
It's very good.
We talked about how she might take on some more, like, historic events, just general history or science topics, and how I might take on more of the true crime, murder, mystery topics. So we're going to have some crossover there. Obviously, we're still going to do what we want to do, but we kind of think maybe that's going to be a little bit more of our theme going forward because that's something she enjoys so much. Crime is something I enjoy so much. And
if they intertwine, then they intertwine.
Exactly. If they intertwine, they intertwine. So that's possibly going to be a thing going forward.
I totally forgot that I said that.
Yeah. So if, say, for example, you only like to listen to history stuff and you're not into the true crime, you might want to just focus more on Patience's episodes, and that's okay. So, yeah. All right. I'm ready.
Kate?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, starting as soon as I start feeling anything, I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay.
Because
it doesn't bother me at all.
So freaking curious how well this episode's going to go.
Well, I feel like high-wise, because it's been so long, we're going to have a really good time. I think that we're going to have to really make the most of our second half, which is why I'm excited, because my topic is a decent length, but it's not crazy long. So I think we'll get a good second half in before we get too tired.
I like our banter on our second halves.
I do too. I'm looking forward to it. All right.
Okay.
So I want to give you a heads up about my topic. This is not going to be your favorite topic. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Is this a plot twist?
No. This is not going to be your favorite topic. It might be one of your least favorite topics, in fact.
What?
However, it is just one of those stories that needs to be told. I am going to tell you right off the bat that this case remains unsolved to this day. As always, I'm going to lay out all of the facts that I could find, but you should be warned that this isn't a case we can really play like armchair detective with. I can't talk.
I can't be a detective tonight?
Not as much. It's one of those things where someone out there knows something, and the more the story is spread, the more likely it is that someone will come forward one day with the truth. It's one of those. So tonight's unsolved mystery is about a beautiful soul. This is Dorothy Jane Scott. Gorgeous.
She's very pretty.
Very pretty. Dorothy Jane Scott was a gorgeous 32-year-old woman living in Stanton, California. The year was 1980. This is the year that Pac-Man was released in Japan, and the year John Lennon was shot. Dorothy was a single mom of a little 4-year-old boy named Sean and lived with her aunt. She worked long hours as a secretary at a pair of gift shops that were jointly owned, and her parents, who lived in the area, would babysit her son while she was at work. This has nothing to do with the story at all, but the names of the names of the shops made my childish brain really happy, so I'm going to tell you them. One of the shops was Custom John's Head Shop, and it sold cannabis paraphernalia, but not the weed itself. And the other shop, just take a guess. Take a guess if you have Custom John's Head Shop.
You make me think on the spot. I don't like it. Don't know.
All right. It was Swingers Psych Shop.
Swingers Psych.
Yes.
Like a psychiatry for swingers?
Like psychedelic.
Oh.
I know. It sounds like it's some sort of like adult weird
Swinger
yeah.
joint.
How the times have changed, right?
Wow, you can't just slap a name on a building no more.
I know.
That really draws in the business.
Custom John's Head Shop.
That's nuts.
And Swingers Psych. So they sold, the Swingers Psych Shop sold like psychedelic retro items like t-shirts, incense, black lights, lava lamps, all that stuff. Lava lamps. You remember those? I remember when there were like stores in the mall when I was growing up that would sell like similar things. And then there was like in the 90s and early 2000s, there was like a really big trend for like inflatable furniture. And so you'd see like inflatable things everywhere in these stores. It was a crazy time. But this girl, like working at these places, she could have genuinely been a gummy buddy. We don't know. Could have been. She did not do like drugs that anybody reported, by the way. But I could see her being like one of the gals to work in a cool place like that. She seemed groovy. Now, mind you, this is only 1980, so this is actually like still really retro for the time she was in. So bear that in mind, because that's all like 70s, 60s stuff. This is 1980. We're moving in with the times. She was a modern woman, a working woman. As cool as the shops were, Dorothy was starting to feel uncomfortable there because some unknown caller kept calling her for months, talking about how in love he was with her, how beautiful she was, and how much he wanted to hurt her.
What?
Dorothy's mom said one day he called and said to go outside because he had something for her. She went out, and there was a single dead rose on the windshield of her car. On one call, he also threatened to, quote, cut her up into bits so no one would ever find her.
What?
Mm-hmm. The rose thing made me think of, like, Haunting Adeline with the stalker with the rose, but, like, complete opposite, like, real nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
No Zaid Meadows was he. Having had a stalker experience yourself, what do you think you would have done in her shoes with the technology at the time?
Jeez. Really throw me into the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, with the technology at the time, what would I have done?
Mm-hmm.
Am I still working there?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Gotta make that money. You got a kid to support.
I wouldn't have went out. I wouldn't have interacted as much, and I would have told the police right away, because I would assume that there would have been some way that they could have helped right away.
Okay, maybe so.
I would make am I the only one who works at the store?
No.
I would make someone go with me. The fact that she went out to even.
But think about how long you put up with your stalker issues. You put up with them for quite some time before you enlisted anybody else, before you really made it clear that it was becoming a problem. I don't know what I do. And of course, it's all moot because everybody acts differently. No judgment by any means. But
well, if I
think the police report is definitely a route that I would start to go. As soon as the threats started to become violent, and then there was evidence that he was physically there.
Yeah,
that's when I'd be like,
I would make key factors in my head to remember his voice. So if I ever because you don't know what he looks like. So if he comes in the store, I could be like,
the really sad thing is, she did say that it sounded like his voice was familiar, but no one could ever
pinpoint it.
Yeah. So the calls became so stressful and terrifying for Dorothy that she considered buying a gun, and she even started to take karate lessons. No one had any clue who this guy was. Dorothy herself was an absolute pillar. She had a strong Christian faith. She didn't drink or meet up with tons of guys. As a matter of fact, her family just said every once in a blue moon she might have gone on a date, but it just wasn't like her. And she was just considered one of the most kind and giving souls by all those that knew her. As a matter of fact, one of her final acts was one of charity.
Oh.
On May 28th, 1980, the shop owners held a meeting with the staff. During the meeting, Dorothy noticed that one of her coworkers named Conrad had a red area on his arm and noted how he didn't look so well. Admitting that he was feeling pretty ill, it was decided that Conrad needed to be taken to the hospital that night.
Oh.
So Dorothy, Conrad, and another coworker named Pam went as a group to go to the hospital. Dorothy, she stopped at her parents' house along the way to check on her son and to let them know what she was up to. Dorothy changed and swapped out her black scarf to a red one, and then got on the road and took him to the hospital. So the group gets to the hospital, and Conrad is seen by the doctor, and things seem perfectly normal, all things considered. It turned out that Conrad had been bitten by a black widow spider.
What?
Yeah. Now, I don't know how popular they are in California, but for some reason I feel like it'd be more common there with the heat, maybe. You don't see them that often here. So I don't know. I imagine there's all sorts of venomous stuff out there that aren't here. They can stay out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been bit by a spider that you know of, for sure that you saw?
No.
I haven't either.
I have a bunch of spider bites actually on me. I have one right here and it hurts really bad.
That's nice.
Yeah.
She's really allergic to bug bites too. If a mosquito gets her, doomed.
I don't like them.
I don't like them. No wonder. So Conrad was able to be treated, and he was being discharged at around 11 p.m. that night. Yes. You have a squinty-eyed look. No.
I'm just thinking.
Okay. So he was getting discharged. Now, the entire time Conrad was in with the doctor, Dorothy and Pam were both sitting together in the waiting room of the hospital. At no point in time did the two women separate, except for a couple of minutes before they were getting ready to leave when Dorothy ran into the restroom briefly. As Conrad was being discharged, he's waiting on the pharmacy to finish dispensing his medication and complete everything, and Dorothy offers to go ahead and go out and get the car and bring it up. Pam and Conrad wait inside for Dorothy to bring the car around. And they wait. And they wait. And finally the pair... She tried to get the ghost orb, you guys.
It was right in my face. Get him.
Did I just get it?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no, I just let it go.
You fool!
I didn't think I actually got it, and I was like, ew, bug guts. I showed him who's boss, though. He won't be back. He's like, oh, I got away. I'm coming, Judy. Home to his little wife. Okay, I gotta stop. So, wait, level check. Still 0? I think I'm a 0.5. So, I don't know if it's just because I'm tired or if it's because I'm actually feeling it, but I'll take it, even if it's just the placebo effect. Excuse me.
There's like a hair that it's like floating in the air right here, and it's so nuts.
Mind you, she's a level 0, and she's like, ooh.
Well, it flew literally like right in front of my camera, and it literally looked like a wisp, and I was like, what just happened?
Cool.
It was just the hair.
Oh my gosh. I read tarot at work for 2 coworkers.
Oh my gosh.
They asked me to bring the cards in.
Katie's into tarot.
I'm into it. It's fun. I like it.
2 decks.
I'm not good at it.
She needs to have them saged. You need to christen them. There's like some ritual you're supposed to do with your tarot deck before you like start reading them.
Meh. I think it's fun though. Okay. My tarot deck that I have, my very first one, survived a fire in a shop. So that's its
How'd you do
origin
that?
story. The lady selling it told me. She said a friend of hers had like a gift shop, and she had like a little consignment section because that friend, oh shoot, was it a fire or a tornado? I think it was a fire.
Fire sounds cooler.
It does. But yeah, that was what survived. And
That's
I was
so
like,
cool.
that's cool. Yeah.
That is cool.
All right. Back to the story. The pair goes outside to wait on her. And that's when they see it. Dorothy's car. They wave their arms to show her that they were outside waiting. And Dorothy's car just speeds toward them with the headlights glaring into their eyes. They see the car then take a sharp right turn at the last second out of the parking lot and speed off. And Dorothy Jane Scott is never seen alive again. The two figured that Dorothy had been notified of some emergency with her son and had to leave in a hurry. So they waited nervously there for a long time and didn't end up actually reporting her as officially missing until a few hours later. I keep on picturing Bellevue Medical Center and this whole thing. Like when I imagine the whole thing, I just picture that. At 4:30 the next morning, Dorothy's white 1973 Toyota station wagon was found in an alley about 10 miles away, and someone had set fire to it, destroying all evidence. There was no sign of her or any supposed kidnapper nearby. No witnesses. Over the next several years, Dorothy's family lived in a hellscape of torment. There were no answers and seemingly no leads. Her son, Sean's father, was in Missouri at the time, and they had no viable suspects. I just bit my tongue, and that really hurt. They had no viable suspects they could find. Dorothy's parents didn't know if she was alive or dead. They did have one clue, however. in the form of a man. 2 weeks after she went missing, a stranger called. "Are you related to Dorothy Scott?" he asked. "Yes," Dorothy's mom answered. "I've got her." And he hangs up. A couple of weeks into the ordeal, despite...
I would have, totally, her in the moment, okay, if he keeps calling, God dang it.
She is chasing down another mosquito.
Sorry.
Again, people, feel free to donate and get us a better setup.
We'll just get, a bug zapper from the roof.
It would be the most redneck podcast ever for us to have a freaking bug zapper next to us. Indoors, mind you. How sad is this?
So, back then they had recorders, tape recorders. I would have, tried to record his voice through the phone. You know? I would have done something like that. Because, if you went to the police and they didn't believe you or whatever, I would have, had a tape recorder to, try.
You know what? I don't know if there's any recording of it that exists. Now that you say that, I'll discuss the phone part of it a little bit. But I don't know. Because nowadays, you could record it and then you could play that on the news and be like, who is this? People come forward. Whose voice is this? And I wonder if that's something they ever tried to do at any point.
Because back then, I think they had the old-time recorders the police would use on the reels. They would play, they would be on the audio
I know what
reels.
You're talking about. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's how it was back then. So, I don't understand why she couldn't just get, a little switch recorder or something to, try.
Something to record it. No,
or have someone else listen on the conversation.
And they
answer it. Say that you're Dorothy. Or you have her answer and then have someone else listen. Just so there's another person to hear his voice. Mm-hmm. If that's all you know.
Imagine hearing that and then everyone you talk to, every stranger, you'd be listening.
Is that him? Is that him?
Yeah. That would be, it's genuine torture. It really is.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. So, a couple of weeks into the ordeal, despite being told by the police to keep the case close to the cuff, don't talk about it, don't reveal things, Dorothy's father, John, decided to let a newspaper article surrounding his daughter's disappearance be published in a local newspaper called The Register. It sounds like he was just losing hope, and he wanted his daughter's story out there on the chance that someone who witnessed something or anything would come forward. So the morning the article was published, the editor of the Register is sitting in his newsroom, and the phone rings. He gets a call from a mysterious stranger. "She was my love. I caught her cheating with another man. She denied having someone else. I killed her." The editor said, "After a lot of years, you get a feeling about people." He did sound genuine. He truly believes he spoke with a man that killed Dorothy. The caller supplied unique details that had not been released at all to the public. He knew about the spider bite. He knew certain details of what Dorothy was wearing, even that she had on a red scarf. Mind you, she had changed out of her black scarf into a red scarf. One discrepancy, though, is that the caller stated that Dorothy called him from the hospital that night, something that had to have been impossible considering that Dorothy was with Pam the whole night. So, he knew details, but he's also, delusional, obviously, if that is for sure him. The police and the family seem to think that this sick caller was legitimately the man responsible for Dorothy's disappearance. Many attempts to trace and track the calls were made, and all were unsuccessful, as the caller would always hang up too quickly for the technology at the time to properly trace them. Sometimes he would say Dorothy was with him, sometimes he'd flat out say he killed her. And these torturous calls continued for years.
Years?
Years. April 1984 was the last known call from the man. Mind you, she disappeared in 1980. Mm-hmm. And so for years, they said nearly every Wednesday. Not on the clock, but very, very often. And I just kept thinking, like, it just makes me wish I could go back in time, because, like, what if somebody that worked for the telephone company could literally just go through every single call record in every household and find one that, like, I don't know, look for patterns. Like, what if you could run the numbers? Like, are there historic records that we could plug all these phone records into a machine and the AI could find a pattern to find a phone that called every time? Like, maybe you can't find the records on the receiving end, but what about the sending end? Can you look at every household in that area? Because I think the guy was probably local since he was following her around so often. It just makes me wonder, like, I never even thought about this until now. What if AI can actually be a good thing because it can help solve these crimes? What if it can be a good use for solving cold cases?
Well, you know what's crazy? There's a movie called Mercy, and it's an AI judge who, like...
Oh, that one looks so interesting.
Girl,
I want to watch
one
it.
of my top favorite movies.
You watched it?
So if you ever need to watch it, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Very good. And it really...
Who was the main actor? It was
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Yes, I wanted to watch that.
Very good. And I can see, like, some points where it would be good, but then some points where it wouldn't be. Because AI still makes mistakes. You know, it's not perfect. So, I do understand, like, recognizing patterns would be a really good idea.
I think I saw clips of that on TikTok.
I think something that really bothers me, though, is when it comes to, like, cold cases. We've talked about this before. Crime junkies, they request the files or whatever. I can't remember what it's called. Why do you have to request them? Why can't cold cases after, like,
just
so many
be
decades
totally open?
Why can't they be open for more people to investigate? I don't understand. And then if you come up with some sort of credible, like, you do piece 2 and 2 together and this and that, like, why can't... I don't understand that.
I have a theory. So what if, such as in this instance where nobody knew about the red scarf, what if it's too much? What if going back through all those files and, like, just blanket having them open, that risks certain details of the case being leaked that they kept confidential, and the manpower it would take to go back and digitize all these records, first of all, because they're not all digitized. Yeah. So that alone is a big reason they're not immediately accessible, is because you have to have someone physically scanning all these files for you to see online.
Okay,
but also,
why can't someone do that for a nonprofit? I mean, people do that for graves.
For genealogy, they do it. I completely agree. And there might be police departments that do that. However, you have to have somebody that works in the station that's on the case. They have to know what should be redacted and kept close to the cuff versus what should be public knowledge. And I don't know what their organizational methods are, but in all those old files, do they necessarily have, nobody knows about this, don't tell anybody? Like, do they have that separate? Or do they have to look at it on a case-by-case
I bet there is
basis?
Something within cold cases that's, like, released to the public. Like,
I'm so curious how they're organized.
Girl, we just need to become detectives, then we'll know.
I know. What if we did get our private eye license just for,
I'm not kidding
giggles?
you. I think it would be fun. That sounds really sad because, you know, it's mostly about death. But, like, crime junkies, the fact that they go in and they request it and their team actually, like, dives into it and they do the research, I think it would be so fascinating to just try to just look into one and just see what it actually takes to, like, put pieces together. And, I mean, yeah, we do our fun at home kits, but, like, it has to be way harder than what our at home kits are.
But I feel like if we did it, obviously, like, we're not detectives, obviously. I feel like where we would benefit if we did that is, I feel like you and I have very out-of-the-box thinking. Like, would they really...
It's the gummy, girl. That's what we have out-of-the-box thinking.
It might be the gummy. Which is fine if that's what gives us our super detective powers, whatever. Look at Sherlock Holmes and his cocaine,
what if we're the next Criminal Minds? It's you and me.
I'm going to go to a goth girl. Wait, is that the one that's
Get it.
I think I just spanked him. I don't think I actually killed him.
You're going to go to a goth girl era?
Yeah. I keep on biting my lips because I can.
I really think that would be really fun and interesting. I think we should take a look into, like, what it takes to open up cold cases to get, like, actual evidence and information. Like Crime Junkie does. I can't remember what they call it. Like an FOA.
Do you think that, I'm sure it depends on the detective, do you think it's like super, super offensive to people that worked on the case to have someone else come in with a fresh set of eyes and be like, well, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this?
I wouldn't ask them. I wouldn't like ask the...
I would want to. I'd want to be like, here's everything we thought of. Can you read over our list and see if it gives you any fresh perspectives? Like, I imagine that the detectives that are offended by that are the worst detectives on the planet.
Remember
how dare you be offended when it's somebody's life at stake? Like,
I don't think so.
Don't let your pride get in the way.
I mean, I bet there are some like that, but like, remember the John Benet Ramsey case? The detective that like still like just a few years ago until he passed away was still on it, and he was so open to different theories. Like, he had his own Facebook page and he would take those theories in and different aspects, and he was so welcoming to the different ideas. Mm-hmm. I think that I bet any private investigator would be more open to it, just because it's... I don't think it's about...
We need a modern day Sherlock Holmes.
Why can't it be us? Who says? That's why I think the crime junkies thing with them requesting and stuff, that's like really neat, and I would love to do that. I just don't understand how it all works, and yeah.
I don't know. I do feel like I like the idea of the Facebook page where you have a cold case and somebody goes, did we think of this? Did we try this? Did we do this angle? Did we look into this? Because everyone's got a different perspective on it. So, good talk. I think
because, like, in this case, like, why can't we pull the phone records?
Yeah.
Why is that not a thing?
Yeah, like, are those old phone records, do they still exist? And are they publicly available?
Who still has the yellow pages?
Yeah, because... yeah, it might be like thousands of houses, but eventually you're going to go through and you might find those patterns.
Oh my gosh, total ISS moment. The yellow pages. I used to grow up.
Oh my gosh, I was reading, when I was doing my research, I was looking at all the old articles directly out of the newspaper with like all the old-timey ads, and that's my favorite part about researching historic cases. I love looking at all the old newspapers.
Two things. Mm-hmm. Yellow pages, not ISS, memory unlock. Growing up, every time we got a new yellow page, I would find our number in the book and I'd highlight it. Or I'd circle
Those are the white pages. The yellow pages are businesses.
Whatever, the white pages.
The phone books, yes. I remember the way they smelled, the floppy noise they made. Like, they were always big and thick.
I used to circle my friends' numbers.
You'd use them for, like, boosters in chairs.
Whoa!
Like, when you had little kids sitting at the dinner table, they'd use a telephone book as a little booster. Yeah, you'd circle your friends' numbers. Or I remember, like... like all the pizza places I had like circled in our phone book because obvious reasons. Man,
I think it's sad that like I love technology, but that was like such a good memory that I have growing up. Is like our home phone. Like, it was literally like the old timey ones.
Physical medium in general is definitely dying, and it's crazy because I definitely think there's
okay, theory. Mm-hmm. No, maybe theory. Do you think that because we don't have physical media that it's harder to retain information and that's why the population isn't as smart?
I was just about to say something about that.
Shut up.
Nope. I was just thinking that, like, what I was in the middle of saying was, like, with it being physical and how things are getting digitized, I feel like there's something about holding an object physically, seeing it, having a smell associated with it and a sound associated with it, locks it into your memory in a unique way that digital mediums don't. And that's actually proven by fact. When I was in college, I did a persuasive essay on the benefits of... We are going on such a tangent here. I'll get back to you, Dorothy, I swear. This is important. But like the Christmas tree argument that I have, where a real tree is more valuable than a fake tree, and why everyone should have a real Christmas tree. And part of that was I did research into how smells are related with memories, and how your memories are more potent when you have a smell attached to it.
What?
So it's the same theory for...
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know. Those physical objects, I definitely think there's something to be said for it just getting jumbled in your memory more when it's all digitized.
That's crazy.
Makes me wonder if online schooling is not retained as good as in-person schooling strictly because of that. Like, you don't have the memory of, oh, this is the desk I was sitting in. This is a chair. These were, like, the weird people that I had. Like, I remember my classrooms in certain classes in college, and my digital ones, couldn't tell you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Although I do remember that time that guy tried to cheat on me. Cheat on me? No.
Whoa!
Me. No.
But for the case, I really think it'd be fun if we could look into, like, figuring out how we could, like, do something like that. Even, like, with the fish. That's what it's called, right? At the library. It's called a fish?
Microfiche. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
girl, those things are so annoying to have to deal with, but they are very cool to, like, see.
But, like, even old newspapers, well, there's, like, some that you can find online, but things like that, like, you're telling me we couldn't search newspaper records for this phone number? Or any sort of, like, where this number could have been posted with AI? Like, I feel like there could be, like, a lot of things that we could do now, like you said, with AI.
Yeah, I just never really considered the use of AI in...
Like, what if AI could scan, like, every newspaper from this time to this time to see if that phone number was in it? Or from this time to this time in the white pages and that phone number was there? And it had the name associated. Like, what if it could do that for old-time things? Yeah. Maybe it's something we look into.
Yeah. I never really thought about the use of AI for that, but we said the word AI a lot. We're going to stop now. I'm going to resume my story.
Continue.
All right. So April 1984 was the last known call from this man. It wasn't until August 4th of that same year, 4 years later, after Dorothy disappeared, 4 years.
Okay.
That the family finally got some semblance of closure. A construction worker came across the remains of a woman and a dog lying 30 feet off the side of a canyon road, just 7 miles from the hospital Dorothy was last seen alive at. There had been a bushfire there in the area a couple of years prior, and the bones were partially charred. So, it helped to indicate to them that her body had been dumped there a long time ago prior to the bushfire.
Okay.
But that was about all they could get. Her remains were in such bad condition, it was just a scattering of bones.
The dog thing throws me off.
They positively identified Dorothy by her dental records.
Love that, by the way. Love that that's a thing.
I know. It makes me feel like I'm glad I go to the dentist.
Yeah.
And that I've had puberty. They positively identified Dorothy by her dental records 8 days after her remains were discovered. With her body was a turquoise ring and a watch that was stopped at 12:30 a.m. on May 29th, the day after she went missing. I don't know what kind of watch it is, but I am really curious, and I did not see in all of my research how they knew, like, that the watch stopped at that exact time, but also that exact day. So I'm curious, like, what kind it was.
Some watches have the date on them.
Yeah, but, like, was it a digital watch? Because it had to have been a manual, like,
It had to have been manual.
cranking one for it to stop, right?
And since it's all cased in metal, if it wouldn't burn. It wouldn't melt.
See, that's what I want to know. Like, I never had, like, a little wind-up watch. So I'm really curious.
Gosh,
but this is the 80s, so we're starting to get digital with things. So it surprises me that it would be a wind up.
I think it was my parents, they wear watches, and like I think it was just a classical thing, not classical, like a common thing to have still wind up,
like a
manual watch, because I don't feel like the digital watches really had like taken effect till like the 2000s or like late 90s.
Okay. Well.
And, like, if you talk about, okay, this is, whoa, is this stereotypical of me? Think, like, she's a Christian. I don't think this is, like, totally weird. But, like, back then, I feel like, think about going into, like, a Christian church. You feel like you would see a lot of people with digital watches. I think it was always manual. I feel like somehow I associate.
Wait, what does a watch have to do with church?
I feel like, they, back then, weren't so oh, God.
Level check?
Susceptible.
Yay!
Yes! Gosh. To technology until, like, the late 90s.
I don't know.
I really feel like that's something, and I feel like I'm
When
onto
were
it.
digital watches invented? Let's look that up. Well, previously on that one. I just was like, I want to know how they knew that was the date and time it stopped. I was like, was it smashed? Is that why it stopped? Or was it just didn't get wound up and it just stopped?
I think is this a thing? Pretty sure when a watch goes into a fire and it stops, no, because it would have stopped like the day after she died. Because it has the date on it. Okay, good question. I was thinking maybe it was just a mishap that it happened, but when the fire was going on, was it during that time period, that same month, day? Because if it went over the watch, probably the battery would have melted or
You mean,
overheated.
Is it a coincidence that the bushfire
happened around the same time?
What are the odds? I don't think there's...
You never know. You never know.
No
There's
way.
crazier
This
things
is
that
where I
happen.
would make myself a bad detective because I would be so convinced that I'm right. I'd be like, no. That's way too coincidental for it to be like hours after she's missing, for it to be that the bushfire, like that she was alive for years and years and on the anniversary of her death.
But then are you saying that basically the man would have taken her, killed her, and then just dumped her there and that the watch just magically stopped?
I think that it had to be like a 24-hour winding watch. And she probably like wound it up every night before she went to bed. She didn't get to go to bed that night because she was abducted and murdered, and it just naturally died off.
What I think would happen, I think she had like the manual watch, but I think that after he took her, I think he had her for like hours. I don't think he would just like make it quick, dump her body. I think there would have been, because by the obsession case of it, I feel like he would have kept her longer. And it could be a coincidence that maybe the watch just stopped during that time period. Because I don't think that he would abduct her and do it quickly. I think he would have kept her for a while and then.
See, and I
her.
feel the opposite.
What?
In my head, I think she was kidnapped and assaulted, however she was assaulted, and then I think that this man possibly had his dog with him at the time for some reason. Maybe he thought it would make him seem like a night, an innocent guy.
Continue. I'll remember.
So I'm thinking this guy, it was probably his dog. So like, what if people in the area too, like, what if they could report, oh, my neighbor had a dog, and all of a sudden I never saw that dog again?
Like, why do dogs have like different built bones for their breed?
Like,
could you identify the dog?
Yeah, like, can we figure out what dog breed was this? I don't know. That's a great question.
Like, tell me if it was a specific kind of breed, and maybe
surely they could at
least
tell you
there.
If it was a mid-size or a large dog. Yeah.
Or like you could give a description out of a man who had a dog mid-size, like who gave you.
Hey, did you have a neighbor in this year who had this dog, and all of a sudden you never saw that dog again? Could we ask those questions? Because I feel like it had to have been this guy's dog.
Yeah.
Because they didn't mention her having any pets or dogs.
Right.
Yeah, the dog thing, when you said that, I was like, that's how my brain was. Like, whoa, a dog? What are we talking about with this dog situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain went down the dog rabbit hole, and I'm like, I think it was probably his dog that, like, started to bite and attack him because his dog was, like, freaking out. That, like, even if it's your owner, you're still going to freak out if there's a woman screaming and stuff.
What if,
what if the dog tried to hurt?
My brain went really gross. My brain went gross. It went gross. Okay. We got to get out. We got to move on.
So...
Ooh.
I'm just saying that they recognized the ring was hers, the watch. If I were found dead somewhere, no one would identify me by my jewelry. I buy so much clothing from thrift stores and Shein, jewelry and clothes. No one would be able to recognize me. They wouldn't be like, that's that nice thing that Katie wore. Like, I paid 0.5 cents for the earrings I'm wearing right now. Maybe they would not have survived.
You know, maybe that's why people do pick like specific jewelry like the turquoise, like those are normally like unique and they're come in all different types. I think that's a really cool way to like always wear that, and you know that like if I was ever found, if it was this one that I could describe to you, then you would know it was me because it was like a one in a kind thing.
I do think that's cool. I also feel like nowadays that's a bit moot because DNA is so prevalent everywhere, but that's just another thing that could help identify you.
Yeah. Or
like, I think it's really cool when people, not quite relevant to the jewelry, but when you get a tattoo and it gets on your bone, and then there's remains and you see the tattoo on somebody's bone.
Never seen it. Gotta see it. What?
Yeah, that's a thing. But it's not like perfectly clear, but yeah, sometimes.
What?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank heavens for DNA.
Yeah, thank goodness.
So, my hypothetical question for you. Mm-hmm. If the government would say that everyone all of a sudden had to be put in a DNA registry at birth, how would you feel about that? Like, have a baby, boom, it goes on the registry. Do we like it? Do we not like it? Because I can tell you my guess is the majority of people hate it, don't like it. They want the privacy. I'm going to tell you right now, I would love that. And I know it's controversial because it's also like a sign of the apocalypse to have yourself like barcoded, and that's how people interpret the Bible for the end of the world, is that like if you're barcoded into a system, it's a very big like Christian, whoa, what are we doing? It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a really good question. I think I see both sides of the coin. I would make some sort of stipulation that you didn't have to do it at birth, but you had to do it at a specific age.
I 100% feel like crime would be cut in half if this happened. I don't see a downside to it because if you're not doing anything wrong, who cares? And I know that, oh my gosh, I know everybody that's against this would be like, they don't have a right to your data. I don't care. I don't care if they're spying on me. I'm not doing anything.
I think my worry isn't about like my privacy. It would be like, what if somehow your DNA got taken and placed somewhere? Like someone had it
but framing, like people can't like make your DNA unless they physically like steal your hair. I'm thinking of you says like you're thinking of you being falsely accused of something, yes. Right? I'm thinking of, heaven forbid, a child of mine or somebody that I know, whatever, gets kidnapped. How cool would it be if like doctors just as a standard did a quick DNA test to check you into your appointment? What if that's used to like check you into your doctor's appointment or to pay for your debit card? Like what if it was through DNA so that if there's a missing, there's never going to be a missing child ever again because my kid's going to show up at some Casey's gas station in 50 years from now in Kentucky. I just think it would prevent so many people going missing and kidnapped.
more bodies being like identified because they could test.
Yeah, I mean, look at what they're doing now with all these cold cases. Like Forensic Files, most of the episodes are them identifying the murderers through DNA that's found in old evidence. Just the discovery of DNA alone has broke open all these cold cases. Think about how many things we could prevent if this were a standard practice. I think the biggest issue is like people are against data centers and things like that. So I think one of the biggest things is not only manpower and investing taxpayer money in it and convincing the public that it's necessary, but also like simple data storage because DNA is such a giant, like one person's DNA, you know? So
is
like
it a lot?
Previously in Gummy Buddies.
I didn't think your DNA
I
was
know
a lot.
somebody I can ask. I know a friend of a friend that works for a forensics lab.
Shut up.
And I'm curious.
Why are we not job shadowing them?
I know, that'd be so cool. I'm curious if he has any idea how much one person's file, like how much data that their DNA would contain. Or I guess if we could Google and see.
I didn't think it'd be that much.
Oh, no. Wait. What do we do?
I don't know.
Okay, my computer just went dark, so there's a chance my video is going to fail here. Give me just one quick pause. I'm sorry, we're back. I needed to make sure that my video was, I'm a ninja again. My video is working. So let's do a quick level check. I'm going to finish out our story, and then we're going to go to snack time. Are we feeling pretty good? Pecan.
No, I don't know. 4 or 5. I really want my Kayo sushi.
Kayu?
Kayo.
Yeah, she really likes this place that's a sushi place.
It's teriyaki steak and fried rice.
She never gets sushi from there, but...
Yeah, I don't like sushi. I'm not a fish person.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I only like fish that are in a glass tank.
have just a little bit more.
Okay.
I am at a 2. 3.
A 2?
Yeah,
Telling you
I
it's the
didn't
peanut butter.
butter.
The peanut butter.
Okay.
Go PB. No.
Yeah, you know me.
It is PB. I forgot the start of the words. Maybe I'm higher than a 5.
I
think
love that for you.
I have to be close to a 7.
Okay.
No, maybe I'm higher than that, Katie, because I'm really coming in and out of it. It's so nuts.
All right, I'm going to bring you down for just a
Okay.
second. Okay.
Wrap it in.
All right, yeah. So the DNA registry, you're on the fence with it, can't commit to your answer to that question? I vote yes.
If it was solely used for just those specific purposes, I would say yes.
I'm just trying to think of where it would bother me other than false accusations, which those happen anyway nowadays. People still get false convictions. So if anything, this would lessen the amount of false convictions. I'm just trying to see the downside to it other than people being like, America, it's my rights, it's my privacy. Like, truthfully, is your pride going to let you, like, if somebody could prove statistically that, like, out of the hundreds of children that are murdered, thousands of children that are murdered every year, what if that number had to be lessened to, like, 10 kids? What if, like, kidnappings pretty much ceased to exist? What if human trafficking ceased to exist because it was almost impossible for people to disappear out of the system? I'm just saying it's a cool future to think of if that didn't exist. Back to the story, we're going to wrap this up. On August 22nd, 8 days after her body was identified, Dorothy Jane Scott was finally laid to rest. Jacob Scott, Dorothy's father, sat in his home after the funeral, and he stated, "We've buried it. Now we're going to start living like people ought to." That made me so sad when I read that. I was like, imagine being trapped in this just limbo of hell. Is that a thing? Is there a limbo of hell? I'm not Catholic. Whatever. I can't fathom. I can't fathom.
You want to know the question that I want to know? Is her son still alive?
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh, I would imagine so.
Passed.
He was 8 years old at the memorial service.
Want to know.
Doing the research, I felt like there was so little to go on, and it just makes me so frustrated that we can't go back in time with technology we have today and magically solve or prevent the tragedy. There are so many unanswered questions. Was the man that called the Scott's residence all those years the same one that called the newspaper? Why was there the body of a dog left with Dorothy? And could that lead to finding a killer? How was she even killed? We don't even know how she died because all they had left were scattered bones. We have no clue. Would the same thing have happened if she hadn't taken Conrad to the hospital that fateful night? Imagine the survivor's guilt that Conrad must have had. I am sure he felt like so horrible and responsible for her disappearance because he was the one that was taken to the hospital that night. It's a shame that the condition of her remains and the time that passed limits how we can determine what happened. But someone out there alive today definitely knows something related to this case that can help. They might not know it yet. Somebody does. And if the killer's out there and the killer knows, he might slip up and say something. You never know. As of the year 2023, more than 30,000 women are reported missing in California alone each year. Only about 60% of these cases result in a safe return. So if you see something, say something. You never know when it will help. But be careful. You know what they say. As Dorothy Jane Scott tragically learned, no good deed goes unpunished. The end. Thank you.
I would like to say there's one thing that is incorrect.
Okay.
You said this would be my least favorite.
Oh. You liked it?
I like it. I like the thought of just knowing that it's unsolved, that like there's still something that
It's like hope.
In our life, like in our lifetime, we could like know about an unsolved case. Like, I mean, we watch Forensic Files, but those were like ages ago, in a sense. Like, so we actually did another topic. This is so bad, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I can't remember her name, but do you remember the story I told you? Did I tell you or did you tell me? The girl, the news anchor that went missing. No, I watched the Netflix series about it. God, unlocked it.
I'm like, I don't even think we talked about that.
It was going to be a topic of mine to do.
Oh, okay.
About this news anchor who, in a similar situation, went missing, and they only had like 3 things, and that was it. And they still, to this day, don't know who it is. And, well, now it made the Netflix series, so now more people caught wind of it.
Good.
I just recently saw that they found something that can link her to how, like what happened and who killed her and stuff. Like, it was a big break opening for the case. Mm-hmm. And I think that...
I wonder if Unsolved Mysteries aired this case.
If I show you a picture of her, I bet you would know who I would be talking about.
Okay.
But I think it's crazy just, like, even talking about it and making it national, like, on a big streaming service. Mm-hmm. That is, like, a huge way of, like, finding out, like, to this day, like, who could have done it.
I think...
It brings more light to it.
I think that would be so cool to be a famous podcaster, like Crime Junkies or whatever. Like, just if you happen to bring light to a situation, like, if you can help at all, like, how rich would you just be as a person to have been able to help people that really need it? Like, that would be so humbling, and that would make it all the hard work pay off. That'd be so cool. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it's a very simple, I hate to say simple, it's not like a sensational case where there's, like, amazing, like, UFOs flying out. Like, it didn't have a million bells and whistles to it, but I'd read about it, and I was like, man, just imagine, like, I drop my kid off at school, I go do the thing, and boom, I'm gone. Like, just people disappearing in general is horrible, but I don't know. Can
I tell you something really, really high that I was just thinking about? Mm-hmm. Think about back then, technology was so small, so it was only, like, a town that knew about this, or, like, a city, like, a bigger city.
Yeah, like
and
the nationwide news.
Think to back then. Think to now, like, that's on the internet everywhere. Like, think about how many people now know about it just from technology growing, and everyone finding more out about it. Because I feel like if technology didn't grow, like, would have we know about this case if it didn't grow to what it is today?
Oh yeah, I'm sure technology.
I feel like that's like a big part of it too. Like, just
we said the word technology a lot tonight.
We're so technical. I feel like just because of all that, like, that increases so many chances of, like, finding, like, trying to find the answer to cases and stuff.
Yeah, the media is definitely different, and I'm sure it's made I'm sure it's been a benefit and a drawback for the police.
Yeah.
Because then details, like, everyone's got their phone in their hand, details of cases that should be kept secret get leaked way more easily, I'm sure. Yeah. But then again,
you're right.
People... the more people that know, the more likely it is that it'll get solved. So, I don't know. I know that we're never going to blow up and this is not going to, like, go everywhere, but I still think it was, every person that goes missing and dies, like, everybody matters. And even though this wasn't, like, crazy, it was really interesting to me that somebody who was just helping a friend out would just, boom, up and disappear out of nowhere. Yeah. And I really wish I knew if those were the same people. If it was just some crazy guy calling and bothering them, or if it was actually the man that called the
dog
newspaper.
thing. Now that we talked about the dog, and then, like, would you know a neighbor that had, like, he was weird like this or made weird comments, but he had this kind of dog and now he doesn't. Like, that whole part, that's like I feel like that could be like.
I feel like the police had to have looked into the dog situation. Like, they had to have, right? Yeah. But it is California police, so I don't know. I don't hear good things about them. But, like, they had to have been like, oh, what kind of dog is this? You'd think they would have that same thought process.
Yeah.
But what if cases aren't solved, like, because of somebody just simply not going down that rabbit hole? Like, what if there's lots of cases out there that could be solved just by somebody throwing out a random idea?
But then it throws...
It just circles right back.
We circle back to, why can't we just have the whole, like... know what they have looked into. Like, why can't we just go in and see, in that case, in the official state documents, did they look into the dog? Like, why can't we just have access to it?
Yeah.
Like, that I don't understand. It just makes me question, like, why can't we get into those locked? I would consider it's, what is it, archived now? Is that what it is? Like, they archived the case?
Yeah.
Is that, like, what a cold case is,
I would assume.
classified as?
That's just, you know what, though? That goes back to what we were saying when we were doing our, Patience and I did one of those, like, murder mysteries in a box.
Yeah.
And I said, why don't we, like, is there a standard form for police that are investigating cold cases or whatever? Like, is there a standard form that has, like, all the basics that you need to ask? Like, list of all the friends and family, car they owned. Like, do those forms, are they thorough enough? Are we neglecting an opportunity for standardizing, like, ask this, ask this, ask this? Ask this? Ask this. These are smart ideas, despite the fact that we can't talk, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Just wondering.
But then, like, okay, but, like, let's say the detective has, like, his list of things he has to do, right? Well, who's going to make sure that that list gets done? So when isn't there, like, a file examiner for each case? They would have to make sure that every box would be checked, that he presents all this standardized evidence.
I don't know if there's, like, a file examiner if you just file it yourself.
I thought that's what it was. There was someone who also, like, reviews the case to make sure everything is, like, what... But what if there was, like, who would check the detective's work that he is asking all these questions?
Like, grading the cop's papers from the report. Well, you didn't put down there was blood on his foot here.
I feel like more like an audit. Like, who would audit them to make sure that they're actually doing what the standardized would be. Like,
oh, yeah, and how would you know,
questions.
like, what to include in it and what not to include, like...
But, like, in that moment, so think they, like, okay, let's say, did you look into the dog? And it was marked no. And there was someone at that time who would review that standard question, and if they saw that they didn't do it, then it would be like quicker way.
Oh, we missed this, let's go back and do it. Yeah.
It would be like a quicker way to figure out.
A second set of eyes on all that. Like, if it doesn't exist, it definitely needs to.
This really just made me want to, like, break open, like, the real cold case stuff.
That's
like,
it, we're going to have to become cops. Wait, we wouldn't pass the truck. So, okay.
But well, yeah. I think that would be really fun for us to do. To open an actual cold case. Didn't I talk about there's, like, a place in Texas that they actually solved one because they got all the information? And
yeah, you said that. Well, I think there was, like, a group of women that...
Yeah. Or
like
something.
A Facebook group or something.
Something like that, who actually solved one, and it was so cool. And I'm like, that would be fun to be a part of. Like, it's just a bunch of smart people. Like,
it would feel very cool to feel like you're making a difference.
Yeah.
Like, I'd feel like I definitely accomplished something in life if I could help with anything like that. How rewarding must those careers be? But horrific, too. The amount of PTSD detectives have to go through to look at all that stuff. And, gosh, it was so volatile in life to go home to your family after looking at that stuff all day. But, like, how rewarding when you did solve it and when you could bring the families closure. It's crazy. Oh. All right. Well, one quick more. Boop, boop. I think I'm at a good 3.5, almost 4. I'm starting to, like, think I want snacks. Patience is judging me because I bought artichoke hearts in a jar. I want to try them.
Code 12.
Yeah, I'm going to make that my code 12. And I was like, if you keep picking things after me, I'm going to beat you up.
I think I'm like an 8.
Really?
I'm maybe a 9.
Ooh.
I'm like, this is, like, so crazy to think, but my brain, I feel like I'm just tunneling, like, the little of me left, and then, like, the high me is, like, really creeping in.
Creeping in. I love that.
I'm not even kidding you, because when you, like, talk to me sometimes, I just feel like, normal patients, focus on Katie.
You, like, have to tell yourself to focus? Yes. I love that.
So
okay,
nuts. We're
gonna go to break, and then I get to conduct tonight. This is so nice. I never get to. All right, snack time.
We're back from snack time, and we're gonna level check here in a second. But I really think my prediction for tonight is that this will be a giggler. I think we're gonna get a giggler.
I think it's a possibility because I keep smiling and I can't stop.
We're in a really good mood. I think snack time had to have been over an hour and a half.
It was so long.
It was long. And it was great. So we're gonna have some good banter like this back and forth.
We were very busy. Something crazy happened.
And we can't tell you about it because we gotta check our...
Oh, we gotta level check. Oh, wait, not that. I was talking about something else.
Oh, I was talking about that because it was like the biggest thing
I was
that we
talking about the Grams thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but level check first.
10, 12, 11. I'm an 11.
I feel like I'm a good 10, 11.
Yes, that's how you know it's going to be so freaking good tonight.
So it's like a giggler is like when we're both on 10s and on the same.
Yeah. This is going to be great.
Yeah. I'm very fidgety. I'm very like hamster handsy.
We do have your slime. If you need to use it.
I feel like I just made the stupidest face. And now my cheeks are squishing my spit and it makes it sound like a little
like
fart.
some?
Okay.
Do you want some?
Yeah, I need some. I'm freaking out over here. I'm freaking out.
Can we do the watermelon?
I thought I spat on myself, but it was a hair.
Do you like the popsicle one?
Good look at it open. I'm so mad at that one. Wait. No, I'm mad at the little one next to it.
Okay, so you don't want this one.
No. I want it. Nice pop.
Okay.
Not off to a great podcast, by the way. If you haven't watched Wine and Crime, excellent podcast. Oh my gosh, how fun would it be to freaking pod with them?
Oh, okay, so I have a story. Hold on. Rewind. Come back to the story. Favorite thing at snack time?
Oh my gosh. Okay. This smells so good, by the way.
I'm glad we got something for you to fidget with. I haven't seen you fidget in a while.
She likes to watch me fidget.
I think, because I haven't done the gummy in so long, I think food was so freaking good, Katie. My steak, fried rice, 10 out of 10. The watermelon, the pineapple, the grape, 10 out of 10. I didn't have one single thing that I was like, eh. The smells were off, but the taste of food was so good.
Those chips might have been good then, because you said the chips didn't smell good.
Well, the fruit didn't smell good, and I really liked the fruit.
What if you would have liked the chips and we missed out?
I ate so much, though, so loved it. What was your favorite?
Honestly, it might have been the chips. But what all did I eat? I had
the artichoke hearts.
I tried artichoke heart. English?
Ew.
I tried artichoke hearts.
Yeah.
I thought
the cookie we had, 10 out of 10.
Great cookie. Excellent cookie. Made me want a cookie blender from Scooters. Fix yourself, Scooters. Quit taking it off the menu. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
The fruit was really good. The pineapple,
very
good.
So you were just talking about wanting to be on a podcast with them.
Oh my gosh, it would be so cool.
I just found out. I watch Sam and Colby. They're like one of the only channels that I really keep up with. And I went back to an old video of them, and they had the Morbid podcast on there, visiting a haunted house together of a murder that they covered on their podcast.
That's so
How cool would that be?
Oh my gosh.
And I never knew what the Morbid people looked like. And so I got to see what they actually look like and how much knowledge they knew about the case and everything.
I bet you there's a podcaster convention just like with famous streamers where people can meet each other and network like that. I bet you there's one for podcasters.
If not, genius. Because that would be
I've
so cool.
I've been a genius tonight. We have another idea that we came up with,
But that one's the $1 million ticket.
If we become millionaires, are we going to still podcast?
Yes, we're just going to get in a giant acreage. We're going to do the community thing. I would live on 1 acre, one giant acre of acreage, and then you'll live on the other, and we just have this giant Katie, what if we had a giant bubble in the middle of it? That was our a little oasis.
Like a hot tub?
Oh, let me think.
Like the on globe. TikTok when people get
globes.
The or plastic tent things, on TikTok when people go in their bubble tent to get high.
Just our own giant shed or
like a she shed.
Something. But that was our one place that we always could go to together. That'd
be really cool. That's our clubhouse.
I really want that $1 million idea.
I know.
It was so good.
I want it just period. We're going to make it happen. We're going to have one.
More to come on it.
We're going to be one of the first people to actually have a real one. Mark my words.
Whoa.
Watch, 1 million people have already approached them with the same idea, and we're not unique at all.
That would be so sad.
Would be. And the fact that it's a great idea and it's not invented, that'd be even more sad.
Yeah. So our snack time just has been wild with ideas.
Mm-hmm. And wild in general.
Out of nowhere. In the middle of us, like, really getting high, Katie gets a text from Grams.
You know, the woman that I just buried a month ago. Got a text from a dead woman, my ex-mother-in-law.
She starts freaking out. And I'm going nuts because I'm like, what is it? And she thought that it was her texting her. Come to find out, it was just her ex-husband texting out other people.
Needless to say, I yelled at him. Very annoying.
It was crazy. We thought it was like a sign that Katie could, like, talk to the dead.
I mean, I didn't think I could talk to the dead through my phone. I thought it was just, like, a weird sign from the universe. Your hair just is poking you in every eye you have. There you go. What you doing? Are you petting yourself?
I like it. My hair feels really flat and I don't like it. I don't feel like I have enough volume in the hair.
Yo, mama. Subtle. Alright. So, do you think that, like, freaking Jared always tries to prank me? It's so annoying because it's like, I don't know. I don't like pranks that much, but I like giving pranks. Like, do you feel like it's fun to prank people?
No.
You don't like pranking people?
What's considered a prank though? Like, even like a minuscule one?
Okay, so like, yeah,
like messing
like
with
just
somebody?
a silly little messing with somebody, yeah.
Then yes, if it's something small. Like, I do it to Steve every day.
Yeah?
I text. He has a giant, like, tall cart, and he has a bunch of stuff on it. I'll take it and I'll stack it up high. Every day, I'll do it after lunch.
Just to mess with them.
Yeah, just to mess with them.
Yeah, we did things like that at work all the time. Like, sometimes I'd have the pharmacist, like, when they were verifying things, we have these little, I have to explain it. There's a conveyor belt, and there's totes filled with prescriptions that go down the conveyor belt. So it's like a little, we call them boats. Mm-hmm. And I used to just send random objects in the boats down to the pharmacist for no reason. I'd be filling the prescriptions, and then out of nowhere, they'd get like a bin of staplers.
I love that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That was my thing. But, yeah, I don't know. You know something?
Mm-hmm. I
can't read anything I wrote. Like, I'm looking at it. No, I don't remember what I was even trying to talk about.
Oh, no. You were going to tell me something about road trips. Something that...
I know. I'm looking at it. I'm like, what was I going to say about it, though? Oh, my gosh. Wait. The pranking. Okay. So I used to leave little I love you Post-it notes all in my dad's luggage every time he went on a road trip. It was my little prank to him. I'd hide it in his clothes, and he would always be finding I love yous, and I did it as a surprise and a prank. And, yeah. But he would go on these, like, road trips for work, and that was what I was thinking of. Man, this is supposed to... I'm breaking the fourth wall so bad. Or is it third?
Whoa. I don't know.
Are there even walls here in the podcast?
I have actually... Okay, so I do... Ooh. Okay, I didn't know, or growing up, I only have, like, one memory of going on a vacation with my dad.
Oh, okay.
But we don't, like, I don't remember having any other than just that one, and it is the most special memory that I have.
I love that.
I remember I was, like, 6, which is, like, the youngest memory I think I've ever had. Mm-hmm. We went to the Kentucky Aquarium because it newly opened, and I still have the pamphlet from when you had brochures of places to go. Still have it. And he put me up on his shoulders, and we walked in the underground, like, tank that is overhead. And I got so scared of the sharks up above that it was my first time ever experiencing that. And I remember him calming me down, and I got back up there, and it was the first time I've ever fell in love with, like, aquariums.
Oh my
That's why I'm obsessed to this day of, like, things like that, because it's one of the solid core memories I have of growing up.
Wait, how long has it been since you've thought about that?
I think about it often because when I go to different places,
I was just thinking you unlocked a unique memory.
I always go to, like, I mean, I think about it every now and again, but I normally have, like, same reoccurring, like, feelings in a dream about that moment. Like, I can like, always go back and remember it sometimes when I dream.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, but, okay, where do you think you could go that's a point of interest that you would go and be like, I'll remember this moment forever? I think if I ever went to, like, Hawaii to the lava volcanoes, I think I would never forget that moment.
Ooh, that's a great question.
Like, what's something that you just be like, I'll never forget how beautiful this moment is because I'm here, or something specific with a memory of being there?
So something I haven't experienced yet that would be?
Yeah. Like, you've always wanted to go.
I definitely would remember, like, all the big landmarks. Like, I would remember if I saw Mount Rushmore. I would remember if I saw the pyramids.
What about, like, an exotic one that's, like, you went to Antarctica and you saw, like, beluga whales in the ocean? I would remember that forever.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But, like, what's something that you've wanted to see, but you just haven't, you obviously don't go and do it?
I think it'd be pretty cool to see Stonehenge. I think that'd be really cool. Or the the lines. Nazca lines. Like the giant man, the ant, nest, the...
Nope, never heard of it.
There's no way you've never heard of them. There's no way. Okay, so anyways, previously in Gummy Buddies, let's talk about it.
Okay.
No, when you say points of interest, it makes me think of, like, on a map, like, this is a mountain, this is a waterfall, this is a forest. And it got me thinking, like, when I was in grade school, this unlocked a memory. When I was in grade school, words. Clearly, I only made it through first and a half grade. We used to have to make maps for homework assignments. And thinking about that, it reminded me of vividly writing drawings and symbols on a brown grocery bag. Writing all your symbols and crushing up the grocery bag to make a soft, leathery map from a grocery bag. And I unlocked the memory of doing that in grade school, and I've never thought about that since I've been in grade school. Or making, like, maps out of plain printer paper and dyeing it with tea or coffee, and then, or, like, burning the edges of the paper to make it look, like, old-timey. I remember watching Missa do a school project for that.
Whoa. See, no, my thing is not... I love you so much. Okay. I don't necessarily think about, like, school projects, but it's more of field trips. Like, I can unlock memories of, like, things I did when I was younger, like that. Because I remember...
I just tried to scroll my journal, by the way.
Oh, my God.
That is how
So, I have a vivid memory. I think this is where I fell in love with planetariums. We had a school field trip one year to the planetarium, and you got to sit in the tent with the constellations all the time.
I remember the planetariums coming to school.
We went to one. And I remember it was, like, the coolest thing. And on my school field trips, we would do the NASA Space Museum. That's right close to where I used to live.
NASA Skylines?
Mm-mm. I can't remember what the whole name is, but it's like the Neil Armstrong Museum, and you would go every year to it, and it was, like, the coolest thing. I want to know if it still is there. I bet it has to be, because it's a historical place.
Sorry, future Katie.
Stop. So I have memories of that. And I think that's why I really like planets and stuff today. Like, that grew with me. It was just, like, such a cool experience. I'm like, oh yeah, I just grew up with it.
So field trips, I didn't get to go on very many growing up. That I recall. My dad, I only ever remember him going on one field trip with me because he was always working. So, yeah, it's crazy. But I try to be better, like, about being there for my kids for their field trips because I know that's something that bothered me growing up is that my parents weren't there.
Can I do something really sad?
What?
Mine was normally there because growing up, he would drive the bus. And he would go with me.
Oh, I love that. That's not sad. That's so cute.
Yeah, because he, like, grew up with me for driving the bus because I would get on the bus in the morning.
Uh-huh.
I'll never forget that.
That's crazy.
I totally forgot that he...
I like you say, I'll never forget that. I totally forgot that.
Okay, you know what I mean.
No, I do know what you mean.
Okay, continue. So sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just saying, like, I try to be a better parent for my child. Not that my father was a bad parent. He was a single dad who worked too hard.
Be able to have more experiences with your child.
I want those memories with my kids that I didn't get. Yeah. Yeah. So I was trying to be a good mom. And I go with Caden. Caden is my troublemaker. Colin is my strong, quiet, older child. Caden is my never stops talking, completely unfiltered, loud, rambunctious little demon boy. So at this field trip with Caden in some nice little flower garden in Omaha. And a school bus pulls up while we're sitting out on the lawn eating our lunch. And the school bus unloads. And this long line of children the same age as Caden came out at the bus. And they were from a predominantly black school. And my son loudly yells, "Mom, I thought they stopped making black kids go to other schools." And I was mortified. Because Caden makes the most racist comments out of nowhere. And it's always out of, like, a meaning, like, a good, like, he means well. But it's so bad. And he does it all the time. Like, he came home and he's darker skinned because his father's dark skinned. And he was like, "Mom, guess what?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "I'm half black." And I was like, "No, that's not how that works." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I said, "You're Native American." And he goes, "I'm from a different country?" So that's what I'm working with, people. He's Caden.
That's Caden.
That's Caden, yep.
I never went on, like, big vacations with my parents, so I want to do that with my kids. Like, go to different amusement parks, like Disney World. Like, that's such a big, like, list for me for them to experience.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I wouldn't do would be the roller coasters. I'm going to tell you why. Because in the kitchen, I had that memory of why I wouldn't go on a roller coaster place with you. Like Worlds of Fun, remember?
Mm-hmm.
This memory, the reason I don't ride roller coasters is because growing up, we went to Cedar Point every year. And the only ride I would ever ride would be called the Iron Dragon. And it was the only one that I could handle because all the rest were too intense. And since I rode it every year, it still made me not want to ride them. And so that's why I don't do it anymore.
Wait.
It was one that I had to go on growing up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I can't believe I remember the name of the ride. I think it might still be there.
So I remember the name of my first roller coaster.
Whoa.
It's just so funny because I'm talking a lot about Jared tonight, but my ex-husband, we found out when we met that our very first roller coaster, we rode a roller coaster for the first time at the exact same summer because we're the same age. We both had ridden the Mamba that summer before, and that was our very first roller coaster. Despite the fact that I lived 9 hours from him in Illinois, we found out we had the same roller coaster, and it just made me think of, like, was it fated that we would meet? Like, was the universe trying to have us cross paths?
That's crazy.
Like, is it fate? Or is it just a coincidence? Just saying.
Whoa. And that goes into the whole puppeteer theory.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
No, not really.
Okay, so the puppeteer theory is like...
I feel like this is going to be good.
I think it's kind of like similar to the God theory, but it's like there's a puppet master over everybody, and we're all just little intricate
Like
parts that are
pawns.
meant to play together.
Whoa.
Or some people refer it to as like the sim theory, like we're all just sims in a
NPCs.
world.
We
Like,
don't even make our own decisions at all?
what if what we think is fate is actually like that? It was just programmed to be that way.
That's so cool.
But
A little bit freaky to have an existential crisis on a Friday night, but
we do
I like
good
it.
about it. We do good. Katie was also telling me something in the kitchen earlier, and she was like pacing back and forth, and I had an ISS moment that we were in a boardroom talking about these ideas. It was so nuts.
yeah.
And then I ISS'd Tugboat. Jump into the cabinet. Coolest freaking experience I've had. Felt so real. So real.
I feel like, I keep on popping this. I've got to set the putty dead. The thinking putty is dead to me now. I don't remember what I was going to say. It's gone. She gone. Bye.
And that concludes tonight's episode. Concludes.
I'm going to end it that way now. Just cut out all the other BS we say.
It's like the end of okay, so I recently showed Levi a show that I really liked growing up. Between the Lions. The book show? You don't know it? Shut up.
No.
Where's your phone? Give me your phone. You'll know it.
I don't know it.
Give it. Oh my god. I can't believe you don't know this. I figured you would have because it's a librarian-esque show. Shut up.
I don't have any kids growing up right now, you know?
This is like before I was born. Oh my god, oh my god. Work.
You ain't gotta go to work. Work. Pecan.
I'm with the pecans. I just can't believe we did it with a song. Don't give that face.
I just wanted to be gone. You mean you don't like me?
This is Between the Lions. It was a show on PBS Kids.
Whoa.
And I
forgot that existed.
oh my gosh, I showed Levi this show and I was so, brought back to watching this when I grew up. So crazy.
That makes me think of, there was a TV show called Eureka.
Yes.
Eureka's Castle.
Whoa. I have been showing Levi all the old school shows that I used to watch because I think they're way better than what there is now. And I've been falling in love
She's
with
such
all
an
of them.
old woman now. We were just talking about that with the toys.
I love it. Love it so much. So this is one that I have been showing him, and he really likes it. TJ likes the Henry and his bucket full of dinosaurs. That's an old one that TJ grew up watching, and Levi really likes that show.
I don't remember that one.
There's a one called I Spy. You know, the
Scholastic books. Yeah.
They made a show called I Spy. And
What?
in the show, it starts off and it says, for professional I Spyers, find 5 paper clips throughout this whole episode.
What?
And it's literally, they're hidden in the background and everything. One of the coolest shows
I've
remember
never heard of
growing up.
that.
I remember from when Taryn was a baby.
I have a really, really high thought.
Yes.
What if the reason I don't remember it is because I'm from a different timeline than you are? The dimensional rift?
Whoa.
What if in your world those TV shows existed and I'm from a timeline where they didn't exist?
That's crazy.
What if that's why everybody has disagreements because they're from different timelines? We're so high.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, here's your phone back. Thank you. I needed to show you those lions because it's such a distinct memory.
That makes me think of Bear in the Big Blue House.
Do you know that was my favorite show growing up?
No.
I have a picture
My
of
witchiness.
the JC Penney's when you could get pictures in the background.
Guys, I might do a drunk tarot.
Hi, tarot reading. I have a picture of one of my baby pictures of Bear in the Big Blue House, and I had stuff like that growing up all the time. It was, and my grandmother could literally tell you that was the show that I grew up watching all the time.
The Couch. What was the Couch one with Molly, the clown?
I know what it is. I don't have your phone.
It's okay. Previously,
but I know what you're talking about. Okay.
You know something? Let me tell you something. I was on the phone with Tyler the other day, and I was talking to him.
What?
I know. No, I'm just
kidding. Ew.
It's a joke because he's my ex, but it's fine. We don't mean it, darling. I don't think. Anyways, we were talking, and he was like, "You doing your mascara?" Because I was moving in such a way when I was talking to him, he could tell, he could hear that I was doing my mascara. Isn't that so weird?
What?
I wonder if other guys can tell if you're doing your mascara. Like, if you're on the phone with TJ and you, like, do that, would TJ be like, what are you doing, your mascara? Is that a thing?
I hope not.
It's weird, isn't it?
That is weird. Whoa.
I mean, most of us look like, when we're doing it, so what if all of us make that noise and are just blind to it?
Who knows?
Who knows? Okay, are you ready to toast?
Yes.
I'm ready to toast. Butter toast sounds good right now. Cinnamon sugar. I bet my eyes are so red right now. Okay. My toast.
I wrote mine down. So
I
would remember.
I did too. My toast. With this tea candle ivy toast to bubble wrap. The little soft versions, the teeny ones that are hard little pops, and the big poofy ones that go boom when you pop them.
I swear you've toasted a bubble wrap before. In like one of our earliest episodes.
I would remember bubble wrap.
I'm gonna fact check myself. I'm gonna go back and listen
to every toast and get a montage of them going.
Hear ye to your toast.
What is that?
My toast object is missing the other half, but it is a lime squeezer.
But the missing half.
This is my toast object. And my toast.
Are we trash? Yeah, kinda.
My toast goes to
Okay.
food that is evolving.
What?
Because
Like bananas that have...
I was thinking
no
in the kitchen,
seeds?
like, could you imagine if we wouldn't have steak fried rice?
Oh,
What if we lived in
like...
a world where we didn't have food like that?
Oh, that'd be very sad.
Like, people who come up with things.
Yay, food.
I love it.
Here,
that's my
cheers.
toast.
Wait, flip it. There. I thought you were gonna, like, catapult it at me, and I genuinely was feared. What? I genuinely was feared. What did you say earlier that was so off?
I don't know. I know I used a really big word in the kitchen.
You said, I blowed it. I blowed it away, or something like that. Instead of blew. I blowed it.
I blowed away. What if this would blowed up? That's what I said. What
Your
if
mom
this
blowed out.
I forgot.
Okay. All right. Well, it's time for me to get comfortable. So, if you'd like, you can join us at Gummy Buddies Podcast at TikTok.
I just thought about the worm.
Hello.
Yeah.
I feel like watching that while I was high would be scary. I don't know. Anyways, Gummy Buddies Podcast at gmail.com. That's that. Am I forgetting anything?
I don't know. Our
This is
sanity's
nice.
long gone. Last level
Gone.
check. Burp, burp. I'm at an 8.
I'm at an 11.
Kind of going up to a 9 and a 10. I'm the sleepy is kicking in, and I really want more fruit, so I think I'll jump up after this, but This
I
was a
just
really good
ISS'd
night.
you with filters on again.
Yes. I love when you do that.
Me too.
I want to say,
you're a princess and your hair is put like in an updo like this, but you're wearing like a Regency gown. Like you look like you walked off the TV show Rain.
love it. So while we were in the kitchen, I rated tonight's episode 9 out of 10.
We never did the AI. We said we would
Shame.
AI what we're ISSing. Afterwards, remind me, we're gonna AI a picture of you. But
That's right.
looking like she'd walk out of the show Rain and see if Nova can do it. Full circle.
The Nova episodes. Nova's thoughts.
Dude.
Whoa.
I feel like tonight's had too many genius ideas. Does that mean there were none?
I feel like it just takes us a long time and it just finally comes out. Like, because I feel like we're not geniuses all the time. And then we have one good night where it like just flows and flows and flows and flows.
Yeah.
It's like we open up our gates because we're on the same level.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dinah. She's accident prone lately.
Probably Tugboat. He was probably getting the cabinet.
Oh, you're right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for listening to us.
We hope. Ooh. God. We hope you don't stumble across any bones.
Oh. And thank you
for being our Gummy Buddies.
Pecan?
No. Oh.